Hey, Ratchet, how you doing? I was. It's funny because I was just looking at my screen and trying to decide. I'm gonna have to get ready to be able to put in my first chatter, and it was you. So that's pretty funny. At least to me, it's funny. How you been? Oh, I saw you playing some bullet chess yesterday. Hola, mi hermano. ¿Cómo estás? I take it you're back from your appointment? Did you want to, as you know, I'm looking for that last second lesson. Do you want to do it? 493? You're kidding me. Hey, Chess Wizard. Awesome. Awesome. Let me know if you still have any problems with it. Then we'll know it's me, right? That is crazy. 493 bullet games in what span of time? An hour, 2 hours? What was the span of time? All right, let's go. Let's transition here. Boom. Let's take it out of that mode. Let's take a quick look at it was a marathon. 24. See there again. Even playing for 24 hours. Oh, okay. So no lesson for you if you're at the facility. Wow, 24 hours. That's crazy, Ratchet. It's crazy. Oh, okay. But still, you played 493. So back to the question. You played 493 games in a span of how much time? Right? You got me right back to that. Hey guys, today I wanted to get some confirmation from you. I can use all of yours help. All of yours help would be nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you, mi hermano. Gracias. I just saw my Nightbot come up. I just thought, I got to update it. And then I got talking with Ratchet's thought. So, all right, let's get rid of that one. We're on the one-on-one lesson today. We're going to throw back on the 1500 announcement also. And I do have one for the qualifier, but that's not I'll have to just do that one off the cuff. All right, thank you. Gracias, mi hermano. And let's see. I didn't really take count, but you kind of knew when you started and when you ended. Hello, I am Alma. Hi, Alma. So you have more than one username, Arna and Alma. My goodness. Well, welcome. Glad you can make it. Just a reminder to everyone who may want to participate. Tomorrow night we have our qualifier again. So tomorrow night we have our qualifier. Oh, so you don't know how long you were playing? You don't know if it was 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? 493 bullet games. More power to you, Ratchet. More power to you. All right. So what I wanted your help with today is back to our principles. And I've noticed people teaching, right? I saw Jerpuff, which we've given a lesson specifically on time management with mi hermano. And we did a lesson just on time management. And then I noticed Jerpuff getting a lesson from Thinker Teacher, who I like a lot. In fact, let me throw out a couple of shout outs here. Let me first give Ratchet his due. He again is our first chatter, by the way. And let me give Thinker Teacher, even though he's not even online right now, we like to give him a shout out. So I like the way he teaches. We teach differently. Sudakus and I teach differently. Right? So we all have our own styles, which is just fine by me, right? I think that's a good thing. But anyway, I was watching him teach Jerpuff, and one of the things that struck me was he was giving her so much stuff. And I've tried to always not do that. Even when I coach volleyball, tennis, it doesn't matter. I try to give only 1 or 2 improvements per session. Let them focus on that. Now in volleyball, especially when I'm coaching my team, I'll be like, okay, this girl needs help with blocking. So we will do specific drills just to help with blocking for that player. I will run things specifically just for her so she could get better at blocking. That's all we'll do that session. I'm not going to work on her hitting, passing, setting, serving. I'm just going to work on blocking, get the muscle memory going. So if I take that, and I like to cross-think, cross-pollinate, if I take that procedure for helping someone get better at volleyball, I fully believe in the same concept principle for teaching and helping someone get better at chess. So we've been working on this where we said, okay, what do people know, don't know? Pretty much everybody, by the time I'm helping them, knows these two. All right, so we're going to, for a change, we're going to change this text color to gray. Just take it out of the equation. So if I find someone who's a beginner, let's say Jerpov, but Jerpov actually plays pretty decently. I like her game. She didn't give away too much free candy. But the question is, do you know basic checkmates? So if I start with a beginner and I find out they don't even know basic checkmates, guess what? We're going to start with basic checkmates. I mean, that's where we're going to go, right? Now, I also like teaching basic endgames. And they kind of go together, right? So you learn the basic checkmates, but then I also really love teaching the basic endgames. And again, if that's something that they're weak on, it's easy to focus on because Lichess, as you see marked on my sheet, Lichess has specific puzzles for basic endgames. And I've built my own studies for basic endgames. So we're good to go with basic endgames. But then we look at, and the same thing with basic checkmates, right? I can put Lichess behind that one too, because it's true. In fact, let me expand. Oh, let's go with basic checkmates. And we're going to add Lichess to that also, right? Lichess is good for that one also. Now, free candy, it doesn't really give you anything for free candy. Now, I've created a study for free candy. I probably need to rename it so I can make sure I remember it all the time. But I have a study for free candy. And you know what? I even have studies for basic checkmates, and I have a study for basic endgames. Oh, did I miss? Oh, thank you, sir. You guys keep me so on top of things. Thank you very much. All right. But there's no free candy one that I saw. There's nothing on develop. So I feel like I should build a study on helping people with develop. Hey, Jams. So that's one thought, is while I've been debating these and how to teach them, one of the best ways it seems to teach is through studies, because one, the studies can act like puzzles if you make them interactive, and two, it gives me a formulaic, organized way to step them through the process. No, I can teach. I've taught development to my students a lot. In fact, a lot of my beginners get good at developing before they even stop giving away free candy because it was an early focus. So I think I should create a study for all of these. I'm thinking maybe that's the way to prep all of these for the purpose that we want. So king safety, again, I could create a study. How to respond to an attack. Definitely, I could create a study. So this is, I think it's and analyzing move by move. Obviously, we can have a study. Alignment, definitely can create a study. And I think my job should be in the very near future, my job is going to be to create studies for every one of these. Actually, I think I already have one for basic. I already have one created for this one. So I'm going to create them, name them, maybe, because, okay, you get, in the studies in Lichess, you get 64 chapters. You could do 64 puzzles, chapters, interactives. So I probably could take these first 10, and I'm not counting the first 2, right? So I could probably take these guys easily. These actually it would only be what? 7 or 8. There we go. You forgot. Yes, you did. Yes. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny, Ratchet? 64. Yeah, they did it because my name was Tiberian 60. No, the 64 is more of, yes, I get you. It's a coincidence with 64 squares on the chessboard, not because of my name. But this would be, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, man, it feels, 10 is just, you like it because you have, unless I lose one, then I'd say we'd have 9. But yeah, maybe I need to make one of this one, right? And then I would have 10 studies, and I could work with people all the way through basic checkmates, through power of the passed pawn. The first couple of, I'm liking it, I'm working this out in my mind. The first couple of chapters would be testing them. Well, my thinking is that 64, we have 10, that gives us roughly 6 chapters per topic. And what we would do is let's say we start basic checkmates, we would start off with just a puzzle to see if they know the basic checkmates. And actually that's pretty easy. We just have them play through the basic checkmates. And if they get it, we move on. So that one is actually, because I already have this one, I don't know that I need to combine them, right? I mean, I could make a different study, even though I have 64. I'm not going to use 64 on any one of these that I can imagine. I don't think I'm going to use up 64 chapters on any one of these. Yes, connected passed pawns. I don't know if I have anything in here about connected passed pawns. Although that might be middle game, right? Middle end game. I mean, end game, medium end game instead of basic, or advanced end game, or even basic end games, right? That could be included in there. Connected passed pawns. I'll put it over here. Yeah, connected passed pawns are a bear. They are awesome. What is long? What is long, Arna? So, my thought is, rather than, maybe I'll make a different study for each one of these, and then I can step students through them depending on where they are, help them focus on only one thing for that lesson, and then we'll see if that improves them, and it should. No, I didn't. I did not look at your games from the Koala Fire yet. In fact, we left off reviewing games, looking at Chess Wizard's games from his candidates and then his championship match with Sudaku's. Okay, I won't. So that's really where I need to get back to when we go back to reviewing games. Oh, Arna, yes, the whole list actually is down to 40. We've been up to 41, and then we drop back down to 40. They change. So every once in a while I add one, and then we end up deleting or combining. Hey, it happens, Ratchet. It happens. You are not perfect. No one is. So it makes sense that you should have been losing sometimes. I know you're not used to being behind. You've been kicking butt, my friend, kicking butt. All right. So this is my idea, that I need to make a study for each one of these. So, I mean, we could right now go look at some games and build a study on develop. Usually I like taking them from actual games. So if you guys want, I can show you how I do that. I don't have anyone for a one-on-one lesson today. I was hoping to do one with Jim, but he couldn't make it today. So then I tried to see if LLMP could squeeze it in, but he can't right now. So yeah, sometimes Ratchet. So I'm happy to go over how we build a lesson for somebody, but I thought it might help if, since we want to create these, and I don't have one for develop currently, and I don't even know how to do the one for King Safety off the top of my head, but I'm thinking we could go look at some beginners games and people that we follow or that we know, right? Students. Go look at some students' games and identify the develop issue. Now the problem is they, for the most part, actually do develop their pieces. But again, it doesn't even have to be your student. It could be somebody else. So we can look at that. I also have the studies that I've been working on, right? So let me go to my Puzzle Storm. So I've also been doing the puzzles after I messed up at 54 last time. So I'm up to 60, I think, on my own. I think I had help on one of these. It was after 54, Ratchet. It was after 54. So I was looking at this one, and my first inclination was I want to win the rook, right? I mean, you move the rook. Anytime your opponent puts themselves into a pin, and this is the basic tactics. So this one could be used for basic tactics. By the way, basic tactics is an excellent one for puzzles. They're already out there. I'm trying to get to your record, Ratchet. I haven't even gotten to my record yet. So I want to take advantage of this pin. And so my first look is here, saying, the king has to move away. But the king gets to move here. Nice square. I have no checks. I have no way to get to the king. So my next thought is, can I first check this way? I'm still connected to the rook. And if the rook comes back, then I throw in the check, and now the king cannot stay connected to the rook at all, because my queen would cover both. And so the only other problem was, if I go here, the king might go here. We still get that same check in, but now he can go here. But from here we get to throw this check in, and we still get to chase him away. Yes, Chess Wizard. So per Ratchet's rules, strictly for trying to compete with his 91, on his stream, he streams, as you guys saw, I already gave him a shout out. On his stream, his viewers helped him after 54. So he said I can get help after 54. I still want to try to solve it myself, but then I'm going to look to you guys to do a sanity check to make sure that I'm not missing something. Not only do I miss stuff, because I'm human, and I'm not a superstar, I'm not a GM, I'm not Hikaru Nakamura. By the way, I hear there's a really good, and you know me, I don't mind advertising other people, right? I hear there's a really good article on Hikaru Nakamura and his speed chess, one of the games that he won in 13 moves against the world champion. Yeah, so Magnus. So that's in here. So I haven't read it yet. I need to read it. I do like getting my magazine. I still like getting some paper, although everything is online now. It is so crazy. Yes, just for the sanity check. Just for the sanity check. Yeah, 13 moves. My brother was telling me about it. I have to check it out. But one of the things that I'm pretty sure with Nakamura is that he has, if he doesn't have actual, he has very close to photographic memory. And I've mentioned this to you guys in the last stream, that I pay attention and I notice when he does the puzzle rush thing, oh man, and they have contests on chess.com for the puzzle rush or puzzle storm, whatever it's called, puzzle rush, I'm pretty sure. And he blows through the field, right? I mean, he kills everybody. But you watch him, he is not solving those puzzles. Guys, he is not solving those. He solved them one time, back when. But the first 50 or so puzzles, he blows through. Actually, I was talking to Anglo-Saxon about it. He blows through those puzzles faster than you and I can even understand what the puzzle is. We're trying to look at the board and see what pieces are on the board, and he's already gone on to the next puzzle. How? These are memorized. He remembers the puzzle. It isn't that he's solving it again. He remembers it. Yeah, Ratchet, yes. Yeah, okay. I was hesitant to say for sure. I wasn't sure he had photographic memory. I thought he was close to it. And you know, sometimes when he's playing, he'll look up. And people always say, yeah, he's looking at the ceiling for the answers. He's going into that memory bank and pulling down the game. And it's amazing to me. Half the time he's like, oh yeah, I remember this game I played when I was first, before I was a grandmaster. And yeah, I mean, he's like over 30. He's remembered games from when he was 14. And he remembers the game. It's crazy. Oh, is Ray Robson the best right now? Well, as I said, when I see Hikaru do the puzzle, and it's like a weekly or a daily contest they have, so I've seen him win it a couple of times. Yeah, so Chess Wizard, he's really not finding the best move, he's remembering the best move. He's remembering the best move. And so you got to imagine how much that helps him with chess. And that's why, guys, I'm not trying to be a Hikaru Nakamura. I don't have photographic memory. I'm not going to be able to do that. I can't. I can barely remember the opening moves that I've been studying that I'm supposed to be playing. Wouldn't it be great if you could just do it with photographic memory? Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, you can't move your mouse as fast. And are you doing it by memory, Ratchet, or are you doing it by they're simple puzzles, right? I find they're simple puzzles. I can usually rush pretty quick. And when I do on Lichess puzzle, I think they call it Puzzle Storm, where you got to do it fast, like you only have 3 minutes. I solve some of those pretty quick. Yeah, I agree. They're just simple. All right, anyway, so guys, unless you have a problem, I think the correct move is here, going to be followed by this move. And then possibly this move if he tries to squirm away, or it'll be over faster. Yeah, you can't see my arrows? Okay, so this is my idea. That's what I'm going with. I am giving you guys a chance to tell me I'm wrong. So if you tell me I'm wrong, I'll look deeper. But if you guys have no objection, that's the move I'd go for. Anyway, so we can do one more, but I do want to go to show you, one, how we can build a study, and two, how we can help a specific player. Alright, Ratchet says it looks good. I haven't heard Chess Wizard say I'm wrong. Okay, everybody likes it. Let's go for it. And that's what I anticipated. Alright, so we're going to stop. We're going to stop. I know. We could keep going, but I want to stop. And because I want to go look at some beginner's games. So right now, Keith Love is online. He's one of my students. I say we go look at his games, just because, I know he doesn't always watch me. But, maybe we'll get him to come and take a look. But anyway, sometimes he comes out. So I will go look at his games. Now, I'd be looking for any games and looking to see if he's developing his pieces. And that could be as white or as black. So it doesn't matter. I like it that he plays mostly 30 plus 30. Look at all of these classes. He enjoys the slower games. He doesn't like playing fast games. And I have no problem with that. I love it that he tries to play slower games. Let's open this up in a new link, in a new tab, and let's go take a look at it. All right? So the way that we can look at it is as you see on the board, or we can look at it using just the lecture mode. And right now it is showing the arrow for like who's winning, who's losing. Interesting. I don't use it, as you know, to start, but it's on there. Let's take a look at how the game went. And our hero is black. And see, it's going to drive me crazy seeing all those. Oh, that drives me crazy. I don't want to see all the question marks. I don't want to see any of that. All right, good. So, really? Oh, it does. Oh, it does. Wow, it does say cheat detected. It's not my friend, though. Not my student. I feel confident. In fact, it awarded him the win. Let me go full screen so you guys can see it. Look at that. Cheat detected. Why do people cheat? I don't get why people cheat. He's playing a 30 plus 5 against somebody who doesn't even have. Who's this Caballo 5? The account is closed. I can't even go look at the cheater's account because I'm curious. Like, why? They find it fun to cheat. Wow. Wow, that's sad. That's sad. I should tell you, Ratchet, maybe I'll get with you offline sometime, but somebody I'm going to be giving a lesson to, I believe, I looked at their games, and I'm looking to analyze their games, and boy, they keep making the computer favorite move time after time after time. I wonder how often you do that. Have you ever looked at your games and said, because I know you use the computer, again, I'm not against it, I like to do it without it first. I like to try to learn. I like to keep my brain engaged and learn by doing, not by just reading what the computer says. So the question for me is, when you play over your games, Ratchet, do you find that you make the computer's favorite move most of the time? Okay. All right. I'm curious. I don't think I do. I think I play a little unorthodox, so I have to check. But I don't think I ever make always the computer's favorite move. So I'm really curious. Oh, okay, but they're rare. So if this person I'm going to be giving a lesson to, 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 games well, it'll be 5 games, right? I'll look at 5 games. Usually I try to look at losses too. But if 5 out of 5 games they make the computer favorite move every time, they should be teaching me, right? Right? They should be teaching me. I shouldn't be teaching them. So his opponent is cheating. But I still want to see what my student does as far as, okay, and so that was the end of the game. I don't know how the game ended at this point. I don't know if he was caught cheating and they disavowed the game. But up to this point, my student did a good job of developing. He missed the fact that he was going to lose the pawn, right? He could have put the question to the bishop as soon as he got here, instead of this move. That's all. Yeah, he was banned during the game. All right. So, okay, but my student did a good job of developing. Let's check another game. I'm not even worrying about who won or lost, by the way. I just want to see if he's developing. Yeah, the first move. Well, no, he got caught sometime during the game. All right, so his opponent is not developing his minor pieces. He's brought out his queen too early. And this is where, right, I mean, he could try to force a trade. And by the way, if his opponent tries to do something silly, like come after him this way, he could get the reverse. But, yeah, I'd much prefer him developing the knight here. So this could be a good example for develop, develop, develop. Yeah, see, now we moved the queen twice in the opening. So I'm really not liking, I don't even know what this move is. Yeah, if he moves the pawn, you win the bishop, but then you get checked here and maybe mated. But obviously you have time to get back. I don't like this because he moved it twice. And that's an interesting sacrifice. Yeah, that's just a bad sacrifice. And we're not developing pieces. Okay, notice we still have the... Okay, so this game would be a good example, and we're going to take this game and we're going to start our study with this game. So we're going to create a new study and we're going to call it... we need a name for it. We're going to call this Develop, Develop, Develop. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. I didn't look that hard. Okay, let's take a look. Well, I still think there was a mistake in... So the first thing is right here, right? This would be, I would say right now, good or bad move by black. Right? Bad. We should develop our minor pieces before bringing out the queen. And he knows that himself. All right. So same thing here, right? What would have been better? Right? What would have been better? Develop, develop, develop. How could you develop a piece, not the queen, right? Okay? But traveling on, see, we still haven't developed the knight. Could have still developed the knight, didn't have to push the pawn. Did not, the pawn looks like we're trying to free the bishop, but it's not going anywhere. We didn't do the knight here. So we could have developed the knight right away, but okay, granted, if he then takes, we double our pawns, and we may not want to double our pawns. I can deal with all that, but that's why I don't like the queen here to begin with. Queen shouldn't be there. All right, so, yes. All right, so his idea, right, they're trying to trap the queen. Gotcha. But let's get back to the business, right? So here, good move, good or bad move? What are black's intentions? Right? Answer, trying to trap the bishop on c4. Okay, trying to trap the bishop on c4. So if we know that's what he's trying to do, how do we get out of it? A simple way to get out of it is to push our pawn. right? I'm not even looking hard. That'd be one way to get out of it immediately. Then if he pushes, we just take, because we have like 3 pieces on it. We'd be a happy camper. So just push, right? By the way, this move looks really fun, and it would be a developing move. So besides a4 to stop the threat, is there any other developing? I don't know, right? It'd be interesting. Bishop g5 looks like a blunder. I don't know. I want to look at it. Yeah, I want to look at it. Yeah, he's going to get away, right? So that's just not a good move. And there's no more checks, so he just gets away. At least it seems like he gets away. It seems like he gets away. Yeah, because we get a check here. And then what? Oh, we can't take here still. Could have taken with the bishop, but now what? Is it a blunder? Is it just bad? Yeah, well, yeah, it is white's, it is black's move. And now you can go for this. And I was looking at this, but yeah, it's probably not good. You don't like it either. Okay. All right. But it did strike my fancy, because I was like, if we pull him off and we get this check, what can we do with it? Unfortunately, not enough. You know, maybe the knight here first chasing the bishop if the bishop backs up this way. Maybe after the check we get the check, he has to pop up this way. I don't know. Yeah, probably not good yet. Probably not good yet. I kind of like this, and then the bishop doing there. I kind of like the knight, and then the bishop doing there. So I think there's still other options. But yeah, I'll agree. The bishop to g5 is just, right, just no reason. In fact, you can go here, the queen could take, you could take back, and then he still traps your bishop, right? Still traps your bishop. Yep, still traps your bishop. Okay, so yeah, not good. So we'll just get rid of that comment. Okay. So let's clear that off. All right, so moving along, looking for development. So, good or bad? Did we answer the threat? And worse, did we move a piece twice? So there you go. We don't want to move a piece twice in the opening. Right, so we know that's a principle we don't want, and now we also allowed not developing, not answering, all right, now we have double pawns. So a lot of bad things happened. The bishop gets trapped, as we know. We could take this one. Might have been better to take this one. Get 2 pawns. Here we're only getting 1 pawn. So possibly getting 2 pawns would have been better. Okay, not sure about that one. Again, black could have taken just to double up the pawns. Instead, we give away free candy. And we finally do double up the pawns. And now we get a rook fork. Not good thing. And for some reason, he takes the free candy and gives us free more candy. So a lot of this now is free candy. So I want to stop back here with maybe that move. Right? This move is fine. And then we can even keep this move, I think, because we could say, yeah, but if you went this way, you get 2 pawns for it, right? All right. So what I do here is I just delete from here on, because we're not trying to show the whole game. We are just trying to show the need for development. So that would be one game. So let's go take a look at another game. He won this game also. That game was a draw, by the way. It was a draw. This one he wins. This one, this one I don't like. I'm looking at the picture of it, and his opponent, Keith, hasn't developed two of his pieces, haven't castled, and his opponent made a blunder, and so therefore he gave up early. I don't even know why he gave up. I'm looking at this. I have no clue why he gave up. He has the knight. I don't even understand why he gave up. And he gave up. It's like, okay, well, you have the knight. First of all, you have all four pieces. Your opponent only has three. So you could go here. You could say check, and you get to force a trade of queens. So why would you give this up? I mean, you're in this game. You're going to have three pieces, one pawn is trade. This is a very equal game. I don't understand the resignation, but he resigned. Okay. Very interesting. So let's take a look at this one. Yeah, he has queen f3 also. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even look hard because there was like no reason to give up. You were at least equal. So I didn't understand the giving up. Here's another one. Now, he did tell me that he found that when he's playing this level, this time frame, people keep resigning. And he dropped the bishop, so he resigns. A 30 plus 30 game. By the way, his opponent wasn't even using 30 seconds per move because he's now has 31 and a quarter minutes. White left the game. Oh, yeah, okay. Same difference to me. And he left the game after he requested a take back and it was declined. So he might as well he just quit the game instead of resigning because he wanted a take back. If you want take backs, you shouldn't be playing rated. I don't think so, Chess Wizard. He didn't play slow. And why did you start a game at 30-30 if you're going to get tired? And I agree, it's probably not fun. He's like, I don't know why these people keep resigning, but I think they keep resigning because they blunder and then they quit. It's a sad thing. It's a sad, sad day in Bedrock. Here's an interesting game. Let's look at one more and see if we can learn about development. This one lasted a whole 17 moves, guys. Okay, so again, what do we get? We get the queen out early, right? And so this one I think is worthwhile so far. I'm going to throw it in the study and we're going to see if it's worthwhile. So, good or bad move. So, two games now. We see an early queen foray. But you still want to pay attention to the threats. Although we know in principle it's bad, right? We know it's bad by principle, but he is attacking a pawn that's not defended, folks, so he needs to pay attention. He does do a discovered attack on the queen, but he does nothing about the pawn. Gets the pawn, and now he's going to trade, and he's going to be down a pawn. But his pieces will be well developed. Ratchet, it might not be awful, but it's awful when we're trying to teach beginners the concept of not bringing your queen out early. Yeah, higher rated games, if you could get those, that is fine. All right, so here White now has a lead in development for the cost of a pawn. You can consider this a gambit. Yeah, No, I don't hate the Scandi. I don't like it for beginners. And in fact, I've watched, and one of the major moves for the queen after it gets attacked in the Scandi is to go back to d8. So for beginners, you get way behind on development. So yeah, hate is a strong word. I don't like it. It's not bad in general because it will give you the opportunity. It will give you the opportunity to get your opponent out of book, and you only have to learn one opening. So that's a part of the theory. But for beginners, I don't even want them learning openings. So where did you say that queen to a5? Where's queen to a5 more normal? Huh? LLP, what are you talking about? Not an article. In the notes early in the magazine, we see the arrows. Maybe these were really, really, really old comments you made that are just now coming through because I know you're on your phone. So, Ratchet, are you saying that's common here is queen to a5? Oh, in the Scandi, yes. Queen to a5 is one of the moves, and then I think it's also queen to, is it d6? I know there's another move also. But I don't like it. I don't like it for beginners. Yes, okay. I don't like it for beginners. That's all. Yes, I'll agree with everything else. All right, so black is trying to catch up on development. White probably shouldn't castle this semi-open file. This is a different lesson, though. This should be a lesson on king safety and on open files. All right, so this would work really good for a lesson on semi-open files and on king safety, because this is not safe for the king. Plus, it didn't develop the bishop. We should develop the bishop. I don't care where right now. I really don't care where right now. And I would love to have seen the rook playing on the semi-open file. So, good lesson there, and I might stop this study right now. I wouldn't say that you don't want to castle. I would say it's not as important. It's not nearly as important to castle with the queens off the board. In fact, I tell my students that quite regularly, that while I want them to castle in most games, I don't need them to castle as much if the queens are off the board. Once the queens are off the board, I tell them the king staying in the center is a good thing, but you still want to release your rooks, right? So I agree, Ratchet. So Ratchet, what's interesting is you and I right now having these small conversations, but the difference is between what you're seeing at your level, what you want to do, and what you think is good and bad, and what I'm teaching beginners to get them to your level. So I find it an interesting conversation. So here I'm still not happy because, one, we're giving up a free pawn, although we're threatening to take one and win a rook. I do like that. So maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. But in general, I would like to see white developing still. But I do like the counterattack. I'll have to admit that there's good potential on this counterattack. Now here, though, he should have just went away because his threat is long-lasting. I mean, how does, black has to develop the knight. So if you just move away, you don't have to trade rooks. You don't have to trade rooks here. So I think he would have been better off not trading rooks. And that's just free candy to release the bishop, but it's still free candy. And this move is just a check for no other reason that I can think of. But this is nice because he, again, this would be the lesson would be good for not helping your opponent improve his position lesson. So the knight is under attack, The bishop is under attack. So obviously he thought, well, if I take, I get to save my knight. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see if that's what happens. Yes. He goes to save the knight. He gave away more free candy. And this is where black resigned. The knight is pinned for the moment. The king can't come here, can't come here. The king could go over here, get out of the pin. Even with the check, he just takes the knight. Don't know why you would resign this game. You're going to win back the knight. You're going to be up a piece. Why would you resign? What am I missing? Taking here, so what? You move over. That's all he's got. If you go over after the knight, if he pushes on you, can't take here because the rook says checkmate. Let's see. So if we go here and here, can I hold that square? Do I need to? How about we attack the rook? It's protected by the knight for the moment. All right. Could go after the bishop, because that way when the knight moves, you're going to lose your bishop. But then we could take the knight, right? If he goes here, you take the knight. In fact, no matter what he does, no matter where this rook moves, except for taking the knight, wherever this rook moves, we could take the knight. So I have no idea why black resigned this game. I think black was winning. He's up a whole piece. He's up a whole piece. So taking actually here was good for black because it allowed him to save his knight. So he wasn't really helping his opponent. This though, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. And this actually helps him escape. Gives him a tempo. He gets to escape. So yeah, I don't understand any of this. Anyway, all right. But let me see where. So king safety's here. We probably need to be developing our pieces. So let's take it from this point forward, and we'll delete from there, and we'll use the rest of that. So that should make a good, again, study that I can build a lesson off of to develop, develop, develop. Make sense? All right, that's the process. That's the process. So those were Keith games. Since Chess Wizard's online, you know what? More fun. Let's go look at Ratchet. Because Ratchet's one of our strong players, and we don't want to look at any... I don't like looking at anything faster than Rapid. Right? We want to look at his Rapid. Let's go see if he develops his pieces all the time. Now, he's playing other strong-rated players, so I'm going to imagine he is. Look at this game. Let's go look at this game. Let's go look at a Ratchet game. Ratchet's one of our strong... And he's playing the Caro-Kann. And we finally get some piece development. So even here, right? Even here, basic concept-wise, is this a good move, right? Is this a good move? Is it good that black drew out the queen because the queen's out early? Concept-wise, yeah, you would say that's a good, bad thing for white, good thing for black. So black pushed the question to the bishop. Again, by our basic principles, we want to develop a piece. We could develop this piece. If he takes, you could take back with the bishop or with the pawn, right? So we could develop a piece. I don't like check because we block in our bishop, making it harder to develop our bishop, and that would not be a good developing move. But, I mean, we could develop. We could develop the bishop. So, and Ratchet, I'm sure. Okay, see, so sometimes we agree. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes we agree. Bishop to d5. Who's going bishop to d5? Oh, bishop to d7. Loses a pawn on this move, you're saying. You're going to have to show me that one. Is that how he loses the pawn, Chess Wizard? So now he loses the pawn? Chess Wizard, what are you... Did you stay up late last night? So, bishop to d7 I like. Bishop to e7 I'd live with. I'd want even... I'd want my... I would really want my students, again, my students, I'd want them to be looking for developing moves. Now, I know I have students that will make this move, figuring they need to defend the pawn again. I like breaking the pin. So not only would it be good for develop, but it would be good for the purpose. So we're going to throw this one into our study. But not only would it be good for develop. Okay, so draws the queen out early. Black has an isolated queen pawn, right? A lot of games are based around isolated queen pawns, but it's also a passed pawn. So what is the move now, right? What is the right move now? Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So and I ask, can we keep to our principles? Because for beginners, I want them looking at positions and saying, okay, the principle says I should develop. Can I develop safely? Right? If my opponent has a flashy attack that's coming to hurt me, I may not have time to develop. If I have time to develop, then I should develop. If I don't have time because of some attack, then I understand I have to do something else. So here again, I'd like bishop to d7. Okay. Maybe you like bishop to f5? Do you like it though? Yes, bishop to f5 develops the bishop also, but do you like it? I don't know. I can almost anticipate that white would develop, black could develop, white would continue on with development, black would castle, and then white would have to do something about this situation. I don't either. That's why my preferred choice, my preferred choice was bishop to d7. It breaks the pin, puts pressure on the queen, says, hey, your turn, move, buddy. And after the queen moves, then we can worry about what we do next, but I'm hoping I'm going to develop this bishop. It's my hope I will get to develop the other piece, depending on what he does. So I'm not sure what he does in f5 either. It is a free tempo on the queen, and tempo is one of the things we want to develop with, but what's interesting is, if the queen comes back to one of these, he's still threatening this twice now because we are blocking our queen. So is it an okay move at that point, right? Is it safe? Do we then attack the bishop, getting the bishop to get off of the pin? Or do we, we could push the pawn, but then he takes the bishop, and then we still have a hanging pawn? Maybe not a hanging pawn? Yeah, then I agree. Then a6 might be good. Actually, we're not judging you. I'm using it just to see if it's got a teachable moment. Always looking for teachable moments. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. If this backs up, let's just do a scenario, and let's do a scenario where, I'm almost saying let's go all the way back. All right, because if we go here, the knight has this move or this move to attack. Right? I don't know if it's good, but I'm just saying. We could keep playing chase the queen. If he goes here, then this knight, well, no, because he could just take. Okay, well, still could play chase the queen, but not a good version maybe. Let's say he just goes all the way back. So now the pawn is hanging, but our pawn is hanging. And so this is where I was thinking we could push here. If he takes, you take back. So now you have this one, and this one are all under attack. All right, we have a fork, 3 different pieces simultaneously under attack. So I think that's good in general. So I like this because I'm thinking his best move is probably to take. And then you can school me, is it better to take with the pawn and connect your pawn and have this as your semi-open file and be a little cramped? Or do you want to take with the bishop and have a chance to open up the bishop for later? Yeah. So you like b takes? I'm leaning towards b takes also. Even though it does kind of cramp up your position. The knight's not going to get here any faster, right? Because he still can't get there. And the knight coming in here can't happen, so it doesn't matter. I could if you take with the pawn, this is anchored for a long time, hopefully. And then you can always move the bishop again. You have this threat coming, right? You have threats where you can maybe get on both of them. Maybe. But all of those are still possible and maybe better with the pawn here. And then I have a semi-open file to play here. But I still do have this weak square. I mean, that's a weak square. It's going to be a weak square. Me going this way, I don't know, makes it any less weak. So yeah, that would be a good question. That'd be a great question. All right, but instead we played a6. He took, and he gave it to you. He could have backed away the bishop, but he didn't. So far I noticed every move except for this one was a good developing move. And we put the question to the bishop early. Don't know if we needed to. I don't know if we were worried about threats of something else. Because again, would like to have seen the bishop get developed maybe earlier. Not to there, of course. But, right, okay, we put the question to the bishop. We don't put a second. Notice the bishop still hasn't developed. And finally we get to full development. All right. We're still not fully developed, actually. The queen is still on the back rank. Right. And if you don't know where you want the bishop, I can understand holding off on developing the bishop. I totally understand that. I'd like to see the queen get developed, though. I'd like to see the queen get off the back rank. And notice the queen is still on the back rank. So this is back to not helping our opponents simplify their position maybe a little bit. And now we finally, white has helped black to finish development. It took that long to finally get the queen off the back rank. The rooks never talked to each other. I think white helped black immensely in this game, right? I think white helped black. Let's just do one or two more moves. Bit of a bloodbath going on here. And we're down to where it's an endgame where black's looking healthier than white. Okay, definitely don't need the rest of the game. It might help for an endgame study, but I definitely don't need anything else from there forward. In fact, I think up to the point when the queen finally gets off the back rank might be where I don't need anything after that. So move 20. Oh, we're back to move 20. We do have move 20. So Chess Wizard says, and luckily I still have move 20. Knight to h5 was good for white on move 20. So this move definitely did not need to take. And you're asking if knight to h5 was a good move right now? Threatening mate. Let's see it. All right, let's see. So queen to e8. Now he's threatening check and then mate. Okay, so he takes first, now the queen takes, and now he could you're saying he could threaten here. Yeah, maybe. I mean, there are ways, right? He has ways to protect it. You can use the knight. The knight takes, the queen takes, doubled pawns, and he's still going to drop this pawn. Right? Queen takes c5, not here. You can't do queen takes. Oh, yes you can. Yes you can. Yep. No, that's a nice pin. Nice pin. Wins the pawn, forces the trade, knight's out of joint at that point. Nice tactic. And what tactic would this be? This would be alignment, guys. This one right here would make a great alignment question. So this is where you could take it to the board editor, and then you could say, I'm going to throw this into a study. Oh, let me go back. A little too quick. I want to flip the board, and it's black to play. And you could say, give me a study, and this would be an alignment study, which we haven't built yet. And I still like, I know it's geeky or corny, but I like seeking alignment. So yeah, this would be seeking alignment. And this game, the first chapter would be from the a game, right, by Lodros, but it's an analysis that didn't happen. Yeah, so nice finding alignment. That'd be a good example of finding alignment. So this is what I do, though. I go through games, and you could go through games and find opportunities like that, right? So this one teaches us nice use of alignment. But I mean, the nice part, Chess Wizard, is that you are looking for tactics. So nothing wrong with that. You should keep looking for tactics, but you have to beware of your opponent's threats. And your opponent, unfortunately, in this case, has this threat starting now. And in the game, oh, is that what happened? That isn't what happened in the game, is it? No, we added that. Yeah, we added that. We'll get rid of that. All right. So in the game, I don't remember what happened. Did he push here in the game? Now you're making me curious. Which game was that? Which game was that? That was Ferrari. Okay, I definitely don't have... If you guys didn't notice, I definitely do not have photographic memory, because I would have remembered at least it was Ferrari who Ratchet was playing. Okay, good. So it's almost as if he noticed the alignment issue. Right? It's like your opponent recognized the alignment issue and went to stop it. I don't understand that. You know, sometimes I just don't understand moves. So the alignment issue's over because the knight's moved. But why would you... This has got to help your opponent, right? Look, this is all just straight trades, guys. Now that one, granted, you know, maybe he only anticipated this move. But there's a nice little tactic, go here and then come back. So that is a nice tactic to get to b5. In fact, I like this one right here. I'm going to throw this one in to alignment also. This one has, I like that one. I like that one. Black to play. Study. I'm going to throw that in our seeking alignment. I like that. That was good. That was good. All right. Yeah. So we get this move, and the rest is done, right? I mean, doesn't, and we get to take. And we're looking good, folks. And then the question is, what does white do? So, you know, even trying to get to an open file doesn't work, because as Ratchet did, he could just take. That gives his king luft. At the same time, he wins another pawn because it's attacked twice. And if you don't do something, this pawn just starts marching, and eventually you still got to move your rook. You're still going to lose the pawn. If the knight moves anywhere, you're going to lose the pawn. So yeah, bad news. Bad news, folks. All right. Okay, we'll see you later, Ratchet. Thanks. And in fact, well, I'm not going to end yet. I'm going to go to 2:30, but I'm definitely not going to do a full hour. I mean, I'm not going to do 2 hours. Sometimes my lessons go over the hour and a half to 2 hours. Today is family day. I'm going to spend more time with the family, but I wanted to start building these studies for the purpose of teaching our principles. So if you guys play any games where you believe any of these top principles are exemplified, right, either ignored and the person gets punished, or could have been punished, or where you use these principles and you punished your opponent, let me know. Let me know. I want to build it. I like using real games for our studies. Always like using real games for our studies. So we started on develop. We did a couple of alignment. King safety, we saw some possibilities in there for king safety. These critical ones, I need to find some good puzzles or good things for. Hey, Sudokus. You have a few blundering your queen? I'm weird. That's free candy, right? That would go into the free. I've got enough free candy ones. How you doing? ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? ¿Cómo estás? All right. So we could go back to the puzzles. I could do it for the next 20 minutes. I could see how far we could get together, because right now we could work together to try to catch Ratchet. He was at 91. My personal record is 65. But we could try to get Ratchet in with the getting up to 91 is the goal there. So bien. So we have a check. Always check for checks, right? We're always going to check for checks. We're going to check for checks. We know neither one of these work because we lose candy, so we can't do either one of those. By the way, white's pawns are coming this way. It's from black's point of view. All right, so let's check our checks first. This one, we force the rook to take. We take back. Rook comes here, and our king gets chased around a bit, right? I mean, we could go here. Oops. So if we do that exchange, the rook comes here. Our king can come here. He can come here with check, and then we go here, and then we're threatening not mate, but we just won a rook for our bishop. So that's a positive. We're winning. We're winning, but we're looking to win. And good question. It doesn't have to, right? Very good. Very good. So we go here. This is, again, my blind spot where I start thinking, oh, well, the rook will take. We'll take back. Yay. So the rook doesn't have to take, right? The king could go here. That's the only square the king can go to. And then the king has no other squares. So that's feeling good. King has no other squares. We could throw this check in, and then he gets to come this way. We get to throw this check in, and then he gets to run this way. So I'm not crazy about that. Let's look. Let's see if we can't find any better attacks. We can get the check here. King has only one square. When the king goes there, now the king, yes, the king, oh, the king could go here. Okay, so the king can go here or here with this check. If the king goes here, we take here, and that is check and mate. Okay, so the king can't go here, that's checkmate. The king can go here. We're here. We can still take. The king still can't take here. The king can't go here. King can't go here. The king can't go here. The king can't go here because of the bishop. So that's mate. So bishop here, rook here is mate. Agreed? So I did check the first check, and I said, yeah, if he takes with his rook, we'd end up with an advantage. But it's not winning, right? I mean, it's not as good as check. And before I rush into it, I'm going to double check. We come here. King can't go here, can't go here, can't take because of the rook, can't go back up, can't go here. Can't go here because of the king, can't go here because of the bishop. And there's nothing else that can take. Now, if you noticed, my new thing, I don't know if you noticed, when I click on it, I cannot drag it. I turned off dragging. Remember, I was having so much trouble with mouse slips and just dropping pieces. I've turned off the drag. Now it is only click and drop. Okay, this one is a rating of 2118, and it's like it's the easiest one I've seen in like 30 puzzles. This was as easy as the first 5. Unless I'm missing something. Queen here. King can't take because of our bishop. Ah, it's not as easy as I thought. Okay. Queen takes, knight here is not checkmate. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it was just a smothered mate, but of course the queen could just take. Okay. All right. Good. I was like, why is this a 21-18? Yeah. Yeah, I know. It would be a Botez move. What do you want from me? Yeah, I'm not perfect. It's a Botez move. It was a Botez move. Okay. Alrighty. Bishop holds this pawn too. So moves like this, threatening here, don't really threaten there because the bishop holds it. It does threaten putting the knight here. In fact, boy, I just want to put the knight there without the queen being in a position to take. The knight there should lead to a lot of good things happening. I also have this move, which threatens the queen, threatens the rook, and threatens mate. Hey, you're supposed to wait till... Oh, Sudokus, thanks for the tip. I didn't tell you, you weren't here. I'm trying to solve it, and then I'll check with you guys if I blew it. Because you guys can help, because they helped Ratchet get to his 91. So definitely, I want your help. I do want your help. But I'd like to, I always want to try it first, and then you guys could tell me I'm being stupid. Like, Anyway, but yeah, I'm liking knight to e6. No, it's okay. You didn't know. I like knight to e6. Knight to e6 seems to attack everything. And after knight to e6, does he have anything great? So the bishop here attacking the queen loses to checkmate, right? We have a checkmate threat. So because of this, he has to deal with the checkmate threat. Now, so since he has to stop the checkmate threat, and that's the only square, he's got to move his queen here or here to stop the checkmate threat. Okay. So he's got to move his queen there to stop the checkmate threat. Here or here. Okay, he can't move here. The knight would take him off, dummy. So, okay, so the only move, after this, the only move feasible at all, we know the queen has to be forced over to here. All right, well, that gives us a free knight. But then he could take our rook. He could take our bishop. What else do we have from here? Queen is here. Queen is here. Our knight is here. Our knight is here. We could take the rook. Now we're threatening checkmate again. So his queen takes our queen. We take back. His knight takes our knight, and we're still losing. We're still losing. We're still down material. So check. I'm not check. Threat. He goes here. We take. King has to take back. We take with check. King has to move. We take the knight. Okay, so what do you guys think? Yeah, like, hey, Botez Gambit, buddy. Botez Gambit, buddy. Ooh, look at that. Yes, light. I like that. All right, so I think Sudokus is right. I did say knight e6 before Sudokus, at least before I read it. I don't know if he had put it in already, but before I looked at chat, I did say knight e6. I like knight e6, queen here, we take, he takes, we take the rook, then we're going to take the knight, we're going to be up, we're going to have two pieces. So notice that I cannot drag. I can even try, it won't let me. See, I can't drag. I turned off drag. I've turned off drag. So one of the reasons I want to try doing it on my own first also is because my record is 65. It would be cool if I can at least get to 66 on my own. All right. Rook is pinned. Now, yes, he just attacked my queen, but I like looking at the other way around. The rook is pinned. Okay. So my knight can come here and say check. His king can't go here, can't go here. He only has one square. It's here. All right. Then what? Then what? Okay, so if we go here, check. King has to go here. We don't have any other checks. Oh, we don't have any other checks. Okay, so the knight there is a legal move, but is it a good move? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing too much that I like in this position. It is better for mouse slips. It does slow me down. And it's driving me crazy a little bit too, although I'm trying to force myself not to do it. I think it is a little slower than dragging, but I'm trying it. Oh, hey, Doro. Hey, Doro. So I turned off mouse dragging because I was making mouse slips. And I thought it'd be better because I like to look at it, and you know, you click sometimes and you start and then you go, oh, I let go of the rook spot. So I said, I'm not going to drag anymore. I'm going to click and click. That way I never have to worry about mouse slips. And then I found out in the preferences, I can set it so that I can't do it. I can't make a drag. And if you can't drag, then you have no more chances of mouse slips. So I decided to go with that. Yeah, I turned it off. So, okay, we go here, check. King goes here. We can then pin. We like a good pin, because then we're threatening the knight. It's pinned. Not the knight isn't pinned, the rook is pinned. So if we go here, king goes here, we go here, our queen is here, our knight is here, the king is here. How does that work for us? All right, what does he do next? What does he do next? We're threatening to take here, just win free candy. He can't take our knight. Can't take our knight. He could bring the rook over and get checkmated. Well, okay, it wouldn't be checkmated. It wouldn't be checkmated. You just lose a lot of material. That seems like just a good move. Right? Knight to here. King has to go here. We pin. Not forcing. No check. Kind of scary. We know in puzzle world at least, you want to almost always be saying check. But it just seems so easy. Alright, so knight here. The bishop could just come back here, though. The bishop could just come back there. That stops our queen from attacking here. The rook is protecting the bishop. We still have a pin, but we have nothing else. Guys, my head hurts. Ah, all right. Thank you. Hey, Jerpuff, how are you? Hey, Jerpuff. I was just, I was watching your lesson with Thinker Teacher, as you know, and it struck me that, and I can ask you, and I'm not bashing Thinker Teacher in any way, shape, or form. Love Thinker Teacher. You know that. I promote them. I give them shout outs. You know that. But I gotta ask you. And we were talking at the beginning of the stream. You can go back and check the VOD if you want. So I was talking about the fact that I like to, when I teach, focus on only one thing at a time. Give you one thing to improve on, and then see if that works. And then if that works, then we give you another thing next time. So I do it with volleyball. I do it with other sports that I teach. Tennis, right? I'm not going to teach you 3 different forehand strokes. I'm going to work with only one forehand stroke at a time until you feel comfortable, and then we'll move on to, say, the backhand. Okay, so I believe in this process. And Thinker Teacher gave you a lesson where I felt, and I could be wrong, by the way, totally wrong. I thought he gave you a lot of things to think about. And I'm again not bashing him. I'm just wondering. I want to give people, anybody I'm giving a lesson to, one thing at a time. So we looked at our principles, and I said, okay, so to do that, how would I teach you one thing at a time? I think I would teach you one thing at a time by using studies in Lichess, right? Or interactive studies, where you have puzzles, basically. I would give you puzzles. So there already are puzzles for basic checkmates in Lichess. There's puzzles for basic tactics in Lichess. There's puzzles for basic endgames in Lichess. What I didn't believe there are puzzles for free candy, puzzles for develop, puzzles for king safety. There might be. I think there are. There might be. I have to check. And then not for how to respond or analyze a position. So I thought I will make studies for these in alignment. I'll make studies for these, and then if I'm working with Jurpuff again, we could pick one of these to focus on, do all those puzzles, and then play games where you have to find those opportunities and stop your opponent from finding those opportunities. So Jurpuff, you were my inspiration. Now this is the way I've taught chess anyway. Every lesson I've given, and your lesson, by the way, last time with my brother, was purely on time management. But every time I give a lesson, I always say, let's pick one or two things. It should be one, but I always say one or two. One or two things to focus on. We focus on it, then you play some games against somebody trying to get better at it. Now, what would be great is if I could keep coaching you and keep going over it more than once. Ah, yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, Chess Wizard says Lichess has it, and I'm pretty sure it has one for king safety. Ah, yes, yes, yes. And I think that's fine too. Like I said, different styles are great. And I think it's great to yeah. So you can go back and review that for the rest of your life, right? You could go watch that VOD, save it down, and you should be able to watch it whenever you want. But yeah, in general, I like trying to focus on one thing, get you really good at that one thing, and then we move on to the next thing. Yes, yes. Time management will be better as you become more familiar. All of us get better at time management as you play positions that you're more familiar with. Yep, I totally agree. Totally agree. But again, you can do situations, puzzles, exercises, play games like we did with a 30-second increment only, to force you to not waste time when you don't need to, and to spend the time when you do. Now the problem is you might still run out of time because you don't have enough time at all. But hopefully that's the process. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. And yeah, I like the way, I mean, if I was getting a lesson from Thinker, Teacher, or anyone else, I think I'd want to do the same thing as you said. I'd like to get it where, yeah, show me a lot of my areas. But then, this is the funny thing. I'd have Thinker, Teacher point out all of my areas where I made mistakes. And then I would turn around and pick one of those for me to go study. I'd still pick one to improve. So there's a difference between having those help you identify those problems, right? Someone helping you identify those problems is different than saying, okay, and I want to move forward, where the next thing that's going to happen is I become better. Yeah, Chess Wizard, I know. We didn't use it, but yes. All right, so back to the puzzle. I just wanted to share that with you. You guys haven't been able to see the Puzzle Storm version. So we're up to 63, and I'm about to stop the stream. Yep, I got 7 minutes. So back to, because this would be sad if we missed this one. So I'm thinking here, but I don't see what happens next, because even this one, which I was thinking was pinning, doesn't quite work. Doesn't seem to quite work because that can come back here. you could get that check in. King actually doesn't even have to take. The king could just move. No, it can't just move because we could take. But the knight could take. The rook could take. Rook could take. We could take. And we're still losing. No, 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 no. Oi. Oi. Alright, 22-16 puzzle. This is the only check I see. Alright, that's not true. This is also a check. The knight would take back, and we would have lost our queen for a bishop. Okay. We could go here, pinning the knight, but it's one of those so whats. Alright, we could go here first, king goes here, and then we could pin the knight. Alright, that's still a possibility. King can't step up to help the knight. The only way that he could help is this way, but then we win the bishop, because the bishop is only protected by the knight. So again, if we go here, check, goes here, we go here. If the rook takes, that's just bad, right? We just take here and then we take the rook. Alright. So this is what I'm thinking, Chesswords. You said you think you know the answer. I'm thinking check, king here, queen here, pinning the knight, double attack on, well, it's not a double attack on the bishop. Sorry. But we have a double attack in the sense that we're attacking the knight, which is not protected. We're attacking the bishop, which is not protected because of the pin. So what do you think? Anybody? Anybody? All right, he thinks I've got it. I'm thinking we start with the check. Sudaku's chess. Do you have anything to say? Jerpuff, you got anybody? It would be sad to mess up at 63. All right, so now what I usually do at this point is rush into the next move. Because I've already thought about it, I've already decided, I already know it. But I rush into the next move, and that's usually when I mess up a puzzle. Yep, that's usually when I mess up a puzzle, when I rush into the next move. So rather than rush into the next move, I think I want to take my time. If we go here like the thought, you could go here to protect the knight, but then the bishop is still not protected, so we get to take. We could also take here first, attacking the queen, so that'll work too. I love that emote. Great emote, Jerpuff. Alright, so I think we're still good. Alright, so that's what we anticipate. Look at that. I didn't even see that earlier, but we see it now. So the bishop is still free candy. The pawn, if we take first, queen can't take because we would just take here. But if we take first, the queen can come here, protecting the bishop, trying to force a trade of queens. So I think we pretty much have to take right away. We're up to 64, guys. We are one away from my high of 65. We are one away from my high of 65. Now, it would be cool if it was an easy puzzle, right? We can say we can pin the knight. We could pin the knight because if the rook moves, we take the knight. If the rook takes, then we win a rook. Obviously, I'm saying obviously. I don't know if it's obvious, but I find it's obvious. If I pin the knight, rook's going to have to take. Rook takes, and we still have the knight pinned to the rook. So then what? The rook has to move, not here, because then we could come down here and pin the knight again. So the rook would have to move here, and he's okay. He's survived. He's survived. So what happens if instead we first come here, right? Reverse the order. What happens if we first come here and pin the knight to the king, which is an absolute pin? If the rook takes, we take back. He can only go here. We double up. We win the knight. We win the knight. If we move here and he doesn't take, and he moves here, and he moves there, we can double up, and we're still going to win the knight. All right, I believe the correct move is rook here, pinning the knight. An alignment issue. This is an alignment. An alignment. Hey, thanks, Chess Wizard. Take it easy. Take it easy, my friend. Yeah, love Chess Wizard. One of my students, in real life students. All right, guys. So my move is here. I'm going to ask you for confirmation one time. I let you guys can help, but I'm trying to solve them on my own. But you're going to help me at least get to the 91 without blundering something silly that I'm missing. But I feel like that's pretty solid. It pins the knight. Of course, we don't want to take. The rook would just take back, and then we would trade everything. Jurpuff likes it. I'm going with Jurpuff's recommendation. Obviously, we have to take. And we're at 65 puzzles. That's my record. I think I have to actually get... Do I have to? Does that mean that means I solved 65, right? So we're at my record, and I feel like I've done it by myself. I think I can still count it. Hey, thanks, Jurpuff. We even have sounds. I know we have sounds. I don't know if you should definitely have earned channel points. They're just channel points. Hey, Sudakus, thank you. Muchas gracias. All right. So, threat of checkmate. Okay, so with the threat of checkmate, we know we have to find our own checkmate for sure. Anything less, we're done. There you go, Jurpuff, you found him. All right, anything less than checkmate, we're done. We can't allow, we can't miss, we got to say checkmate, right? Now, we could say check, which actually should drag that rook back. And his threat of checkmate would be gone. But if we go check, rook comes back, we get check again. King would pop up. King would pop up. I'm checking. I think this is all fine. Queen would take rook. We just won the rook. Our bishop is here. We're still looking at devastation. He does not have this checkmate because our bishop is still here. All right, so again, check, only legal move, love only legal moves. Check, only legal move. Well, he could go here, but that'd be just bad, right? So he pops up here. Pops up there. Queen takes. Our bishop still holds that checkmate. Still holds all of these. We have no threats to worry about. Yep, I'm feeling good about this one, guys. You like it too, Jurpuff. All right, Sudakus, I hope you agree. So I'm thinking check here. Rook comes back. Check here. King has to go here. Queen takes. And we just won the rook. Now, he could push this pawn, blocking our bishop. And even if we were to take it with our bishop, this is where it gets scary. If we were to take it with our bishop, he would just take with the queen, and then he's going to get mate, right? But on the pawn push, our queen is here, our bishop's here, his king is here. We have the bishop can come here, or we have the queen that can come there. I like both of those. I would have liked to have been able to take this pawn, though, with check somewhere. And I'm checking to see. Can't go here, really. Right? Oh, but, oh no, we can't take the pawn because our queen is here. Okay, our queen can't go here anyway. Our queen is here after this scenario. And the bishop's here and the king is here. So in which case, we get the bishop moving here as a possibility. Bishop in there is a possibility. King goes here and he's checkmated in a move or two. So right? We go here, check. Who's here? We go here, checkmate. Okay. So, if we go here with check, king has to pop out. bishop, queen are in this formation. King is here. What do we do about the king being there? What do we have? We have the queen here with check. And now the king has to go here. No other choices. King has to go there. This pawn has been moved. We can go here with check. King can go back. If the king goes back, does our bishop come back here? Well, that's complicated, guys. I still think it's right, though. Check, block. Check, move out. Queen takes, pawn pushes. The pawn pushes. That's where most of my good ideas have fallen by the wayside. I feel like the check here, king moves here, check here with the queen, right? We said he has to go here. Queen could take here with check. This just feels, we should be able to win this. All right, we're gonna go for it. Didn't that feel like the computer moved really fast? All right, from here, do I have anything better? No. All right, guys. All right, time to stop. I said I was going to stop. I'm going to stop. Because you guys, you could get me going. I'll never stop. I got to stop. It's 2:35, 5 minutes late. And let's see. So, Jerpuff, you're not streaming right now. And no one is. Hamza High is streaming. We could hit up Hamza High. He's not for kids though, but Chess Wizard left. But Jerpuff is young too. Mr. Flight? Who's Mr. Flight? PF Flight? I don't know him. Is he a streamer you like? I'm always looking for recommendations. Let's check out PF Flight. Is he clean? I mean, does he have a lot of bad language? Now, I don't know if I have any of my kids. Oh, he does have a lot of bad language. But he only has 3 viewers. I don't think I have anybody young on right now. I think everybody young is left. I think everybody that's young is left. Oh, he is family friendly, unlike you. I will say, Jerpuff, when I do visit your stream, you clean it up while I'm there. I do appreciate that. What has he got going on? Is he watching the Botez sisters play? It looks like he's watching the Botez sisters play. Or is this just his will be streaming soon screen? Because it says over here, P-Flight is now live. Streaming Chessic block battles. So this is a block battle? I don't even know what a block battle is. Oh, he teaches on stream? Hey, you're welcome, Sudakus. Let me give you another shout out, my friend. Oh, thank you, Sudakus. I appreciate it. Johnny D's offline. Hamza High is not family friendly either, unfortunately, I would say. He's a nice guy, but sometimes the language, he's smoking, he's got the language going. I can't feel, I don't feel right rating him right now. Michelle Kerr, she's fun, but she's got 289 viewers. Not that we're against high number of viewers. Here's one with only 31 viewers. Looks like she's getting a lesson from somebody. Let's see, what is it? It's a sub battle with 40 viewers now. I don't know if it's just me gave her 40 viewers. Chessable, I don't know what Chess. I know I use Chessable. It's starting soon. It's already got 21 viewers and hasn't even started yet. So if no one has anybody have any other recommendations? Well, you know, Jerk Puff, we could still go back with PF Light. I mean, I guess we can go PF Light. You said, and he's only got 5 viewers. I don't know what's going on with the block battle thing. Yeah, and see, his last viewer said, "What am I watching?" They don't know what's going on either. So I don't know what he's stream. I don't know what's going on. I want to help out, but I don't know what's going on. Let's browse. Let's see if we can find a new chess streamer maybe. And let's sort by, viewers low to high. It already is that. Look at this one with 0 viewers. That would be so fun to view, rate someone with 0 viewers. But I'd like to at least see their face. Yes, I'm one of those people that I like it when you use your face. So that I know your attitude a little bit more. Oh, well, I don't know, guys. I wish I knew someone good to stream. This one looks kind of interesting. Let's check him out. He's not talking too much, though. He's not talking. He's playing really hard. He's playing a 5-0 blitz game. He's not talking. He's only got 45 followers. There you go. Now he's talking. Let's go check him out. We'll do a surprise raid to him. And please, seriously, I am dead serious. Go check him out. I'll stay for a few moments too. And let me know if it's somebody that we should be raiding in the future, right? You tell me, no, don't raid him. Or, yeah, raid him, he's a nice guy, you know? Let me know. All right? I have no idea. So let me know what you think. All right, here we go. We're going to go surprise a guy with only 2 viewers right now. We're raiding with a total of 4, but that's still better than none. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, don't forget, World Qualifier.